Howdy folks, it's Adult Turtle here and welcome back to our adventure across Japan. It's the live event that's going on right now, which you can do at your leisure. This is part 2 of the video, so if you haven't watched part 1, stop and watch that or else you have no idea what's going on. So for those of you who are returning with us, we are still getting our displays fixed every time, well not every time I look around, but lately as I've been looking around outside, my display, my secondary display, and my autopilot turns off, so then I have to jump in, fix autopilot, get back down to altitude. It's a disaster. We're doing overspeed. Let's bring that back a little bit. Yep, my throttles were set for cruise, but with it descending, it's about overspeed. Okay, I'm just trying to get my bearings here, no pun intended, and then I'll be able to talk in a more cohesive manner. I'm just watching that overspeed. All right. Anyway, I think we're back on track. Nav is working. Alt is working. I just have the controller speed. Okay, I think we got it, right? Okay, that's going to level off. Then I'll adjust my speed for cruise again. Alrighty, so anyway, continuing the flight across Japan. How far into the flight are we? Hour and 23 minutes. So we're about halfway done or so. Most of the flight has been sightseeing, not as much talking as normal. No story time. Those of you who come here for story time, I don't have any story time for this flight. I guess I can do a lack of story time once I get things settled here. I'm just watching that altimeter. Yeah, I'm watching the altitude. So when it levels off at 10 grand, I'm going to adjust my throttles. That's what I'm waiting for right now. Alright, we're leveling off, so give me some more throttle here, just so we can keep our speed up as fast as we can without overspeed. I will play with that over time. Alrighty, so there we go. A few things. Nothing's really happened differently between the previous video and this one, other than real life days have gone by for you. But it's still an early weekend morning for me, as I said before. I am flying this, and then just pausing the sim if I have to go do real life stuff, because you cannot save this flight and then reload it mid-flight at another time. Normally you can. If you set up your own flight, you can hit the pause button, which is escape, save the flight, load it another time mid-flight, and resume where you left off. But not when it comes to live events and activities. It's just not possible. So anyway, we're just enjoying things, getting some achievements along the way. We just got the autopilot achievement, and we're just about to get that long distance one. Otherwise, this airplane is gorgeous. I'm falling in love with this airplane. I hated it at first, but I'm loving it. I'm starting to really love the glass. I also love the regular, analog gauges as well, where you have to figure everything out yourself. But having a map is nice. Your 6-pack is all on one screen. I'm learning to be modern. Normally I love modern stuff. Normally I love technology. But when it comes to flight sim, I like the old stuff. But hey, this is working. The next thing is to convince me to enjoy jets. I am going to learn the citations. I'm looking forward to learning the citations because they're small little business jets. But at this point, I still don't have any interest to learn commercial airliners. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, so that catches us up, I think, from the previous video. We're about to make a big turn, I think, somewhere to Krama. I thought that said Karma. So I don't think I have any more introductory things to say. I think we can go back to sightseeing. If you want to get my opinion on sightseeing, watch the previous video as mentioned, or I'll probably repeat myself a little bit because it's been a few days for you. So what am I going to do? I'm going to hop outside and let you look around. I'll see you in a little bit. checking in with ya. We are in a famous part of Japan. I mean, it's all kind of famous, but if you look off to your left, Mount Fuji has been in view for quite a while. We're going to fly right by it. Should make for some good scenery. We'll definitely make sure to capture as much as we can. Otherwise, everywhere you look, it's mountains to the left. A lot of urban areas in the center and water to the right. That's pretty much what it's been. Let's hop outside together here. I've just been experimenting with camera angles and moving the drone cam around, around the aircraft, around the scenery, just trying to figure out, new ways of doing some sightseeing for you, because I'm used to the X-plane cameras, which are great, but actually quite limited compared to this sim. So I've been enjoying that, checking out the mountains over there that are higher than we are, more golf courses and ski runs down there, highways that go into mountains. Check that out in the middle of your screen right about now. We have that highway that goes through several mountains. That's amazing. What else? Not much else to say from the outside. Let's hop back inside. So our displays are still working. I've had to reset them 3 or 4 times. I don't know what's going on with that. We are an hour and 50 minutes into the flight, so we have about an hour left. So far in real life, time is okay. Time is okay in real life. Let's see. Our speed is good. We're holding 10,000 feet. Autopilot is still working with nav, so I'm very happy everything is working, because in the past I've had problems. So anyway, loving this airplane more and more. I've just been spending time off camera, digging around the cockpit, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. I'm going to come up with my own checklist. I'm going to come up with my own checklist for all these planes. I know there's one for every plane. Some are more detailed than others, but I'll probably have my own checklist. So I'm just seeing what this does, what it doesn't do. I'm assuming that fuel is accurate, although we don't need to do anything with it in the simulator. I think some of these move, but only it's auto. I mean, you don't even want to touch that stuff. So nothing to do there. Otherwise, everything is good. Everything is smooth. I love how the camera, when you go from inside to outside, it's like the iris changes. Wow, that is so cool. I didn't even notice that. See what I'm talking about out the window? Otherwise, I just wanted to check in with you. We'll be coming up on Mount Fuji soon. Of course, I'll point it out when we get there. I mean, it's going to be super obvious, but otherwise, we've got, 20 minutes to Mount Fuji. So I will give you a little bit more sightseeing, and I'll see you in 20 minutes my time. we're coming up on Mount Fuji. Super famous. If it is a POI, I'm not going to get within 550 yards of it to get the smart cam achievement, but that's okay. So there it is. Let's check everything else though in cockpit. We're getting closer, so we're 2 hours into this thing, and we're at Mount Fuji, and then we have a little bit left, so we might do better than 248. We'll see. We have to start coming down soon because we're at 10,000 feet. I don't know airport elevation. I don't know if, I guess we could use ATC to help vector us in. We'll see how I feel. Otherwise, that's all we have left there. Let's zoom in a little bit. And real life traffic. And autopilot has been working this entire time. The screens have not dimmed since the last time I mentioned it. I haven't had to restart them again, but I did for a while. Let's see. Otherwise, that is it. There, barometer, everything, whatever. So Mount Fuji it is. So let's do some long sightseeing flybys of Mount Fuji, and then we will wrap this up. Well, wrong one. Wrap this up, I guess. Where does that turn? It's before the mountains. Okay. Maybe we'll use ATC to help us land. We'll see. They might end up yelling at us because I'm not totally used to the ATC yet. But anyway, we will reconvene here in a moment. So looking at our map here and everything else, I think it's time to tune in some ATC and see if we do get ATC to help us. So is that the approach we want? I think it's KRRT, right? Kilo up. Wrong thing. Romeo. No, Romeo Juliet. Romeo and Juliet, tall turtle. Romeo Juliet, tall turtle. Alright, that's what we want. Romeo, Juliet, tall turtle. So 2. Romeo, Juliet, tall turtle is not on there yet? Okay. There it is. Romeo, Juliet, tall turtle. Tokyo, number 3. Tune, we don't need to worry about ATIS. I mean, we can do ATIS, I guess, for realism, but because this is a like prefab flight, let's just tune it anyway. We're too far away. Yeah, it's not going to tell us anything. We're too far away. Let's tune tower and request a full stop.
Tokyo Tower, Beechcraft, Whiskey, India, November Golf, Sierra 0105 is 35 miles west with might to land.
Alrighty, so we have a crosswind from the right, but not
Fly left
much.
downwind runway. 005.
So we're gonna do that. We will get airport direction and vectors later. Otherwise, make left downwind runway 23. So runway 23 is going to be that. Oh no, neither of this is 23 because 23 would be facing this way. So basically, we're just going to follow the GPS. The GPS then must be set up for the approach, which is something we haven't done yet in the sim. Let me see. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. If I can't, oh, can I zoom in? If I zoom in, can I pan? You can. Okay, so yeah, that is set up that way. Okay, so yeah, normally GPS goes right there, but this already has an approach programmed into it. So we will be doing this eventually, also either tutorial or just in our regular flights eventually, although I don't do much IFR in the sim. If you want to watch my X-Plane videos, I do this all the time, where we put in the airport and then we load in approach and activate it, and then it does this type of thing. This has already been done for us. We already have the approach loaded and activated, so we don't have to do anything. We just have to watch our altitude, which hopefully ATC will tell us now that we've tuned in the tower and we've kind of poked them with the stick. So hopefully they'll tell us altitudes. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to assume it's close to sea level and just go from there using our ETE. So what is our ETE, by the way? 7 minutes to this, right? 7 minutes to the next where it turns pink. So 7 minutes, come down to 1,000 feet per minute. Means it's going to take 10 minutes to come down. But how far away are we? I think we need to start coming down is what that means. So let's see. Yeah, let's start coming down. So let's set our new altitude for, see if I do autopilot like this, I should see both. Yeah. Set this for, let's say 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet. We can always do a go around if we screw up. Let's set it for 1,200 because I don't know the chart for this. And then we're going to do vertical speed down 1,000 feet per minute, I said. Slow down our throttle. So what that means is, I can't see that far. What is that, 800? Let's just stick with 800. I can slow down our horizontal speed to buy time, is what that means. Let's check our engine props. Okay. So we're going to come down 800 feet per minute, which means it's going to be about to that, what did I say, 1,200? So now it's going to be like 7 minutes or so to come down. And then hold us at 1,200, and everything went poop. See, look at that, how annoying. So I got to set all this up again. Turn that down, turn that on. When it loads, we'll do autopilot. Good grief. Flight director, autopilot. Yeah, dampers on automatically. Let's do vertical speed. 800. I think it stayed there. Okay, everything's back. Nav. So it turns. Thank you. Good grief. At least I'm getting faster at that. Alright, so I'm going to have us come down. And we'll adjust our rate of descent and horizontal speed as we get closer. We will see if ATC gives us any altitude information. Otherwise, we just got to figure it out. But we can figure it out. If we have to kill autopilot, or if we have to kill ATC and just land visually on our own, we can do that too. Hopefully you don't have to go around. The runway should be very long. I'm still going to use the ground effects, but it's not going to be an issue because we'll just come in low and slow and use as much runway as we need. So there we go, a little bit more sightseeing, and then we're going to set up for our approach, and I'll see you in a moment. And we lost it again. So I think what it is I think it's whenever I do alt changes. That's what it seems to be. When I lose vertical speed, it seems to go crazy on us. So I might have to just take over by hand here. Oh, Tokyo is starting to render in for us. There's going to be some great sightseeing. Of course, we cannot go back and do a replay to get good sightseeing, so it's pretty much active pause, which I can do because it's on my yoke, even though it's not in the menu. Whatever, strange. All right, let's get back on track. We're at 6,400, going for 1,200. ATC hasn't told us anything new, so we'll just follow this GPS very carefully. If we have to fly it by hand, we will. Well, we're going to follow that GPS all the way in. Airport elevation, I don't know what it actually is. But we're going to aim for 1,200, and then, like I said, if we have to fly around, we will. Otherwise, that is good for now. I want to keep sightseeing, but I am afraid we're going to lose our MFD, multiple flight display. Yeah, because this is the PFD, primary flight display. That's multiple. But I want to look around. So it's either the alt change or looking around, or both. Because when I looked around earlier, we had a problem. When I didn't do an alt change and looked around, we didn't have a problem. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we better get some correction here because the airport is right over here. So we're not doing a left downwind, are we? We're doing a right downwind. Yeah, we're doing a right downwind. Whatever, it's gonna get mad at us. We'll just cancel it. There's an airplane coming in right there. All right, let's grab some sightseeing very quickly because I do need to fly a plane. We know how this goes. We have to fly a plane. The more we sightsee, the worse our approach is. Why do I keep using 4 instead of 2? Whatever. Let's slow down a little bit to buy us some time. Because we just have to come down 4,000 feet. So throttles back to buy us time. We'll hand fly it in a moment. Let's get some sightseeing in now before we really need to focus. Alright, yes, I know that those POI markers are annoying, but, well, look at the airplane taking off. Or something's going on crazy down there. I know those flight markers are annoying. I should have turned them off for this since we weren't going to do anything with them, but that's okay. Let's see, we need to focus on this now. ATC is not giving us any instructions or mad or anything. We're just going to follow the GPS in. We're at 3,900. We need to increase our rate of descent, I think. Let's go to 1,000. Yep, I think that's what it might be. Is that vertical speed thing is killing us. It's killing us. It turned off. Gonna work at all now, or am I completely screwed? Come on. Autopilot, nav, vertical speed. Yep, everything. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. So let's fly by hand, I guess, which means, oof, what does that mean? That means we won't be able to sightsee. Okay, so, and my screens are really dim. So what are we gonna do? Autopilot is off, or is it? I can't see. Autopilot's off. Yep. Okay, fine. 2,700. We're coming down fast. We're way off course. Okay, so there goes the sightseeing for the rest of the flight because we need to fly a plane now. Which is fine. What are we at? Our speed is way too high. And we need to zoom this in so I can see a little bit better. See what's going on. And where are we at? 22. Okay, so I can hardly see the screen because my eyes are over 40 years old. Well, there's that wind tower thing. I can hardly see the screen. But I can't zoom in. If I zoom in, then I won't be able to... You know, then the cockpit looks weird, I think. Is that us? That's us. Okay. Let's get my shot back. I'm going to try to see this from this far away. What are we at? I can't see it. These are this up here. 900 feet. Let's stay where we are. So throttles to level off, but we want to slow down, so we'll point up. Runway's up here. Can we zoom in? Will that help? Yes, it will. Alright, so that's what we're looking at. What are we at? 900 still. Having a hard time downloading scenery fast enough because I've got like 10 people on the internet at my house right now. I'm not kidding. So it's not my frame rate stalling out. It won't download fast enough. Alright, so what are we at? 1,000 feet. Let's stay at 1,000 feet. Tell you what's going on. Gear down. First set of flaps. Alright, it's go time. We're going to float because that's how this thing works. Where is the runway? I don't know because I don't know the airport well enough. Do we just fly right by it? No. What runway are we doing? 23. Which is out here somewhere. Shoot. I don't like to do it this way, but I don't know where we are. That's not 23, is it? Is that 23? Are we off kilter here? No. I don't know which runway it is. It's a huge airport and I don't know anything about it. I just know there's runways right here. Oh boy. Download that scenery, please. Download that scenery faster. Which way is 20? Which one is 23? Which way are we facing? 23 is left more. Oh boy. I think 23 is that one right there. Now it set us up for a perfect straight-in approach, and I blew it because I was looking at this here when I should have been looking at this here. Right? Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed to be honest because I know a lot of people are actually watching this one. I'm pretty sure 23 is that one. Because if we look at our compass. Okay, well we're going to do a go around, so gear up. Keep a first set of flaps down for this. We're going to do a go around. Can I request a go around? No. Not right now. So we're just going to go around. Right, because those aren't 23. Is that 23? What does that say? 23, yep. Okay, so had I known the airport and been paying attention to my compass, I would have seen that we were set up for a perfect straight-in 23 approach. But because I didn't know where we were, and I was relying on this pink line to land us on this runway, we missed it. So we are going to do the downwind leg by making 23 right here, which it almost is. Then we'll know we're parallel to the runway. What's your elevation? 2,000. We need to come down and stay at 1,000. Okay, I want to look around, but we need to fly a plane. So there you go. There's your Tokyo scenery. We did do a Tokyo VFR flight already, and it went quite well, except I crashed the desktop, but that's okay. All right, ready for our base. Let's do a base. Come down. Gear and flaps. First set of flaps anyway. And we'll know when we're under base because 23 will be to our right. Let's zoom that out a little bit. No, that's not going to do us any good. Let's just move it up. There we go. Although we should not rely on this map. We should rely on our instruments. Alright, keep turning so that 23 is on the right. What I mean is 23 here. We know we're under base. And there's our base. We're just going to turn right onto final now. Hopefully we're out enough we can see the airport. 1500, we got a descent, so throttle's back to descend. We're going to keep our first set of flaps out. We'll do second set of flaps on final. And let's go like this so we see the runway. Where is it? Runway, I think, is right there. Okay. So now we're going to come down. Second set of flaps. I think there's just 2 sets on this. Seems like it, yep. Alrighty, come on, presets. There we go. Alright, 800 feet. Mind our altitude and our speed. We can land this. We did the landing challenges at, it wasn't Saba for this one, but we did landing challenges. They all were terrible, but this should be a piece of cake compared to landing challenges. I don't think we have much wind. I think it was a slight crosswind from the right. 277 degrees. Yep, it's blowing us. Okay. Slight crosswind from the right. Minding our speed, flaps down. Pappy says we're 2 and 2, which is interesting that I got that. Actually, there's quite a bit of crosswind. Oh dear. There is quite a bit of crosswind. That's okay. Alright. Pointing down for speed. Get back to 2 and 2 on the Pappy. Aim for the numbers. We're going to let the ground effects take us. We don't need to land it at any short distance or anything, so I'm not worried about ground effects. I'm still learning to work with them, because if we had this plane in X-plane, it would suck us into the ground, so I have to get used to that not happening. Here we go. Descend, so throttles are back. Pointing down for our speed. And we're going to hit this right about stall. And we'll level out here. Slight flare. And just let ground effects take us. See, ground effects are there. Ground effects are still pushing us around. Touchdown any day. Come on. Come on. Any day now. Oh my gosh, ground effects. There we go. Alright, nose wheel down. Reversers. And brakes. Flaps coming in. And let's roll it out. Oh! It stopped. Okay. That was the activity. We didn't even get to roll it out or park. So shoot. What was the flight time? I guess it was 2:25, right? It says there. 2:25. Also, notice landings still don't work. Okay, anyway, well, I guess that's it. I was going to do this outro and look around the city with the drone, but I guess not, because it was an activity. So we completed our first weekly activity, although this has been up for 2 weeks. It was a very long one. I do plan on doing every weekly activity. I've only missed one. And that was a landing challenge because I was scared. Otherwise, I plan on doing every weekly activity with you. And I'm totally thrown off now because I was going to do all this shutdown and everything. But anyway, that's it. You saw it. You know what happened. If you're a regular subscriber, thank you for giving support. If you found me by accident, please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends. Leave a comment. If you have a flight in mind, hit that like button to play the YouTube algorithm game. And I'll see you next time.